está acompanhando a cobertura do Itaú BBA Ironman Florianópolis. Estamos com ela, Daniela, 10 vezes campeã mundial, e a gente está nervoso aqui.
Eu tô tremendo.
Conseguimos entrevistar ela e vamos começar, Caveira.
Vamos. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Welcome here. First of all, did you know that we have a bitch named Daniela?
I did not know before I came here, but there was they took me to the beach this morning, so we had a little ride, and it was funny. I didn't know I was that famous in Brazil, so
This is for you.
I'm very honored. But I mean, it's a beautiful beach actually. Yeah, we're very quiet, and I mean, you have stunning beaches here in Brazil, so I'm very impressed. First time I visit, so I'm really having the special treat and very warm welcome, and I feel very I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, are you enjoying people, the crazy, the crowd, the people here in Brazil, and what are you thinking about it?
I mean, it's been wonderful so far. I had such a warm welcome, and I think the people here are so friendly and warm, and also very energetic, and it's nice to feel that energy. And yesterday at the expo, at the Feld stand, we had a meet and greet, and I met so many fans, and I'm glad I could finally come here. I always wanted to come, but it's with all the race schedule, it's been really hard to get an extra overseas trip, and being able to be here now is really fantastic, and people are treating me very nicely. So I feel...
In your career, did you consider to compete here sometimes?
Yeah, I definitely looked at it, but it was more because in the early season you don't want to have a jet lag. I always try to do the races in Europe and then have the Kona race as the big one, and so that's what makes it hard to do everything. But I'm glad I could finally come. So I'm definitely also now being, if you don't race, I feel like you can almost explore and enjoy it more, because normally I would not spend much time at the expo before the race, and now I'm all day here, so it's wonderful.
Surprising.
Yeah, you can definitely soak in more the atmosphere, and I definitely do that.
Yes. About your races, about the Ironman races, even Kona, and now you can tell us, do you have some secrets and some rituals and something that you were used to do?
I mean, I think the biggest secret, or no, it's not even a secret, is just consistent training. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, there's no secret. But if I have to think of one secret, I mean, I shared it with my partner Fueling a few weeks ago on how to fuel before the race. And so my only ritual, and because I'm not a big fan on rituals, it kind of, if you have too many, it kind of makes you depending on them. But I had one ritual, and that was a glass of red wine two nights before the race.
Red wine for people. Bring wine for us. You want a feature? We're not Brazil, we drink beer.
Yeah. You drink beer?
Where's Fabio?
Okay.
Fabio.
That's good for after, I guess, the recovery. But I don't know. It was my ritual, and I think it's more about soaking in that moment and just appreciate that moment, and calm your race nerves a bit, and just think like, okay, it's calm down and enjoy that one moment that you made it to the start line. That's already a big challenge sometimes, and that you're there fit, and just with the team sharing that moment was always quite special, and just trying to relax a bit, because before the race you're always that nervous, and to have that moment of just, hey, it's just, we're here, it's a nice atmosphere, let's just enjoy this. That was more the approach to it.
It's a very good tip. Let me do a technical question now, because me and Bruna, we are coaches also, right?
Yeah.
And we know that you had a different cadence at the bicycle, and sometimes and you have some tip about it. This specific technique, the cadence, about big gear or more light gears, and in different course and different ways, and what you can say for us on the more experienced athletes, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, of course, there's always different types of athletes, but for me, I think the low cadence really worked well. And one of the reasons why we did this is about the heart rate. So if you go a lower cadence, you have tendently a lower heart rate. And in triathlon, you can't forget that after the bike, you have to run. So if you can lower your heart rate even by 5 beats per 5 beats per minute, for 4.5 hours, your heart is going to be working less, and that was the idea of the low cadence. And I think, of course, you need to train it. You need to do. I think one really good exercise is hill reps.
Just, independent of the hills or
yes,
no, or?
Exactly. I would do lots of maybe 12 times 3 minutes. So it's quite a lot of repetitions, and you just go up 3 minutes and then down as long as it takes, 1.5 or so. And just do it again, and the reps will be, like the pace actually doesn't matter so much, but just as hard as you can in a low gear. And it's almost like a strength training, but it's implemented in the training on the bike.
The season.
I think that's what we worked on a lot. Was also in swimming, you can use paddles for strength work and focus. Of course, you need to focus on the stroke if you do the strength work, but it's implemented in training. And I think in triathlon we have already so much training that the strength training, especially early season, can tire you quite extreme. And I think that's why, for me, I never did a lot of strength training. I tried to implement this in the endurance.
And the bicycle.
And yes, exactly.
Perfect.
And do you think do another sport like?
I mean, I'm thinking of it. So far, I haven't really tried too much. I want to learn to surf.
Oh.
So maybe this year after Hawaii, we might take a bit of a holiday, and then maybe learn to surf would be nice. And also maybe tennis would be cool to play.
Not competitive surf.
But no, nothing. I think it's, for me, I still enjoy running and cycling the most. Also swimming. I have a pool at home, so sometimes I just go a bit, but I think the 3 disciplines has always been my favorite discipline. So, and for me, going to do exercise, I want to feel my heart and my lungs. So I think it's the two, like especially cycling and running is very good for that. It's efficient. Even if you have just 1 hour, you can do it and get fit and feel good after. Where I think with tennis, I will have to practice quite a bit to feel also the heart rate, and I don't know if I will have the patience to learn, so we'll see. My girlfriend already said, like, we should play tennis together. I was like, I'm not sure. That's not going to be sports, So
Sky is the limit.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's also nice to do some sports for social, and I think riding you can do well with people. Running, if you find someone, but I like to do some sport. Like running is nice, also on your own. I enjoy to go in the forest, but then like tennis or cycling is nice to do together. So
yes.
Not competing anymore. Even bike, run.
Just cycling.
No,
just swimming.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh,
with, like I'm
10K racing.
I'm very competitive, so I think I would not be happy if I would compete, and because if I compete, I want to do well, and I think it's almost like my self-protection to not race, because I know if I would race, that it will be hard to do it for fun. And I don't have problems to motivate myself now to exercise. My motivation now is to just stay in shape and also feel good in my body, and that I know if I don't do at least 45 minutes, I feel miserable. So every day, every morning I do something. Sometimes if I have really like tight schedule, it's only 30 minutes, but that helps me already to feel good. And so it's almost like I try to put that in as my routine, and then if I can do more than an hour, then I do maybe 1.5, but it doesn't have to be that extreme anymore, which is nice also.
You will develop it.
Pardon?
You will develop this feel about the other sports, and you started at 10 years.
Yes, I started swimming when I was 10, and also, or even younger, maybe 9, and athletics when I was 10.
So you are from Switzerland, right? And there it's a bit different weather. Probably I never been there before, but we know. And what do you prefer about the weather? Hot, warm, cold, and all your career? And in these weathers where you did the most challenge, the most championships. Sorry.
Yeah, I think for training it's nice to have a bit of warm weather, because for the muscles to not freeze is I think more comfortable. But I could train in both. I think in Switzerland, I mean, we have quite similar than you have now here in summer. Of course, in winter it's a bit more cold, so I would choose more indoor training, which is also, I would say, a very efficient way to get fit. You know, lots of hours on the turbo trainer, where 3 hours can feel very long. And so I think that was kind of my my approach. I would do some sessions indoor, and then the easier sessions maybe in winter I would do outside, and then from time to time go to Gran Canaria or so to get some sun, because you eventually miss the sun if you're just in the fog. And I think for racing you just have to deal with what you got. And I mean, we always know that Kona is going to be humid and hot, and so that's why I would train through summer in the altitude to get that fitness up, and then at least 3 weeks in the humidity. I think the heat itself is not so the problem, but the humidity, and that takes time to get used to it. So I would choose Maui, and I mean, even though it's nice, it was always very hard training, so the humidity just takes it out of you. I think you would know more about humidity than me, I guess. Here in Brazil, it's very humid.
A champion don't have to choose any weather. A champion do very well in every spot.
Yeah. So here we have a lot of athletes who are going to do the first Ironman. So what you can say for them?
I think the most important is to enjoy. It's the first one. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and just go out there and don't go too fast. Just take it, slow, because it's going to be a long day for sure. And and then if you feel well, it's great. If you don't, then I always try to make the best out of the situation. So if you feel like you're struggling with the nutrition, just take it. Take the time, take the energy, and if you need to stop at the toilet, just stop at the toilet. It's okay. It's these little things, but in general, to enjoy the process and make it a memorable day. And I think it's why you do it, right? You want to have the challenge, but also enjoy it.
And for all athletes, and some psychological tip. Because Ironman, we know we have a lot of training, a lot of dedication, preparation, but the psychological thing is very important. And what do you say for them?
I think the most important is to stay in the moment. Don't think ahead. If you're in the swim, don't think about the ride. Don't think about the run even, because that's gonna just make you want to stop. And so if you're on the bike, think about your nutrition, on the next corner, on the next little climb, or here there's not many climbs, but just feel well and be in the moment, and just focus on what you're at the moment in. And that's where I think if you start thinking, and then I have to do a marathon, it's not motivating for your mind and for your body. So I think it's just stay in the moment and take step
and be happy.
One step at a time, and be happy. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Happy birds. She's Angry Bird here in Brazil. She's Happy Bird.
Absolutely.
Welcome here, and the next times I'll bring you to the samba.
Thank you so much for coming here, talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
Brazil is happy.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I definitely feel the love. So thanks for having me.
Isso aí, galera.